everyone, it's your girl Sean Hill with my men
Mike B,
JT,
on another episode of Keep It Movin Podcast, and we're gonna talk to you about some current events that are going on.
What she said. What's going on?
Okay, I shouldn't be this upbeat and high tempo over everything that we're gonna talk about, because ain't nothing really nice about what we don't talk about. Matter of fact, we should have just had a moment of silence for some of this stuff. As a follow-up for a previous episode, somebody had wanted some information on an individual who was talking about the child support for a child that's not theirs.
Cardell.
Yes. There we go.
An individual.
Cardell. Yeah, there we go.
Well, you should remember this, because you tried to give him all that legal advice.
I didn't give him legal advice. I gave him opportunities to seek out legal representation.
From now you don't remember his name. You just like a lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I look at the file when it's needed. You know, I have my peoples to research. By the way, he's doing fine. He has a total of $25 that has been contributed to his legal fees, and he has started a little account for you to donate if you'd like.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah, donate now. Yes, it's $25 so far has been contributed to it. I myself will donate at least $2 later on, maybe next month.
I got about 50 cents on me.
So if you'd like to do that, we'll probably have it posted later on so that you can just, you know, click on it and follow it and get that man at least $2 towards his child support fighting against. You know what I'm saying? Help him out, because don't nobody want to be paying for something that ain't theirs. That's like paying on the car that's repo.
Right on.
Ain't gonna happen. You're just gonna have to put that on my credit.
Wait for it to fall off.
So, you sell it on the 364th day or 5th day of the year that it was supposed to be falling off after 10 years, and you think you're gonna prove that to me. I'm gonna stop though. I'm starting to have flashbacks of bad credit.
You gotta run it down to that.
Okay, recently we had that Ferguson verdict, and I just wanted to get you guys' take on it. How did you feel about him? Just no charges at all, no type of... It wasn't enough for it to go to trial or anything like that, is what basically boils down to.
I mean, I feel like we all kind of expected it to happen. I mean, this is not the first time. This won't be the last time. I was angry at first. I mean, I'm like, burn that bitch down myself. Well, considering I'm here in Kansas City, it doesn't really affect me. But I mean, I was still that angry.
Yeah, this flame going for him.
Yes,
but see me on the other side of the show me state.
I mean, but honestly, like what can we do? Like the same shit keeps happening over and over and over. Like people don't really care about black lives. So what do you do? I mean, I feel like you have to act. Well, you don't have to. But my natural response is to act out in anger, which is probably the problem.
My natural response on that would have been that, I mean, back in the day, they were able to prove that they were forced to be reckoned with due to crippling it financially, the bus services. I was like, we all have buying power if we all cripple the industry, because they don't count on all them dollars that the ratchets spend on hair and just Fritos and stuff like that. I said ratchet. And I mean, if we can unite the ratchets with the non-ratchets and we all just not spend that money, then they'll be like, all right, maybe we need to start listening. I'm just saying, we need to hit them where it hurts. I mean, you burning down a store ain't gonna do nothing because they have it insured. But if you don't purchase nothing for a couple months and they realize they're gonna have to shut it down because there's no money coming in, then they'll start reconsidering their actions and their, I don't know, that was just my thought on that part.
I can agree with that.
I'm not saying that we should stay and fight the power, but I'm just saying fight the power. So, yeah, that was just me on that.
You know, mine is just, you know, that I always say that train is never late. You know, it's never late. Never.
You remind me of somebody's uncle.
Hey.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I'm out.
Where you ever in?
I did my toe. You over here, we like, he's over here like, man.
Hey, you know, I seen it already.
You tearing up stuff over there, and he's over here just like that. You gonna clean all that up, right?
Yeah. I'm not helping around, you know.
You just gonna tear that up, huh? Just
go to somebody else's neighborhood and tear it up. Don't tear up your own neighborhood.
I never washed my dishes because I'd have to replace them.
Dumb. Now you can't get no Pampers.
Right. But I mean, in the heat of the moment, you ain't really thinking about nothing.
Yeah, I do. I ain't never told you
or C. what can go on. I mean, you have some type of sense.
But look at, like, people get angry at football games and punch their own walls. I mean, that's...
But that's instant, though.
Yeah, this was instant.
Nah, that training never let go.
No, because with the football,
you should already know.
Football, you don't exactly have that, like, where they didn't draw it out for a long period. I mean, with this, you knew it was going to happen because the report took 6 weeks to produce. How you do evidence first, then a report. Usually report comes first, but they did the evidence, and then they did the report to, like, go by what little evidence that they were putting in there to try to make it fit. So, I mean, you already knew that this was not going to be a sunny day. That they were not going.
It seemed like they went like with the rules of riot this time. Hold on, let's hold it. Let's get the troops in. Everybody pick out your stories you want to lose. Let everybody do what they need to do before we get ready.
Now we give you a whole weekend to prep for this. Because Monday we're going to tell y'all what y'all already know.
And then, all right, now go. Press play.
And all the news was like, that gives me a chance to fly in, get prime real estate. I'm going to have the coppers, they mapping out their
the black leaders come down. Everybody get
their hair done, come stand and, do the usual.
I feel like the black leaders came down the next day. They didn't come down. They were like, we hear y'all. We there in solidarity, but our spirit is there. We'll be there tomorrow when y'all through.
You be a call in. Somebody saw a reporter calling. You just see a phone, not his face.
By a smartphone. How do you feel about that?
I'll touch down there tomorrow.
Security. Okay, good. But no, and then Obama, he did a little speech about it and everything, and there were some little parts that no one's really talking about. I just want to read that directly because I'm not going to try to act like I can remember what this man has stated.
Right on.
Okay. And then I'm going to get y'all feedback on it. He said, finally, we need to recognize that the situation in Ferguson speaks to broader challenges that we still face as a nation. The fact is, too many parts of this country, a deep distrust exists between law enforcement and communities of color. Some of this is the result of the legacy of racial discrimination in this country. And this is tragic because nobody needs good policing more than poor communities with higher crime rates. And he goes on to state, did y'all want to start right there and start talking, or did you want me to go on to the next part?
You can go ahead.
All right, let me go. He said, but what is also true is that there are still problems, and communities of color aren't just making these problems up. Separating that from this particular decision, there are issues in which the law too often feels as if it is being applied in a discriminatory fashion. I don't think that's the norm. I don't think that's true for the majority of communities or the vast majority of law enforcement officials. But these are real issues, and we have to lift them up and not deny them or try to trump them down. What we need to do is understand them and figure out how do we make more progress, and that can be done. So basically,
you talking about that on Fox News?
Nope, they haven't. It was very. I think they edited and they cut to commercial about Thanksgiving. Right? Like Black Friday, they was like, and he was like, and what we need to. Hello, my feed is gone. So
when they were saying like the president is preparing to speak. Like, I for one, didn't want to hear. Like, you almost already know what he's going to say. Because he can't get up there and say, we need to, charge this man. He's wrong. They doing our black people wrong. Because he's not just the president of Black America. He's the president of the United States. So he has to, speak peace.
That's president of white America.
He has to speak peace. And he has to kind of try and calm people down, all the while still acknowledging that there is a problem. But I feel like he didn't say anything that we know people don't already know.
Actually, Caucasian people, they don't see it, they don't agree with it because it's not in their face. A lot of them turn a blind eye to it, and they've not been confronted with the issue. We as African Americans and Latinos,
but they choose not to.
Some of them, it's not their daily lives. Right.
That's they choose. Because I really don't care about white problems, and if there are any. I don't care
if there are.
I don't think about what white folk do. As far as and so if it's not in my face, they really don't because they're not, unless they have a direct, contact with a black person or somebody in their family is black. It has to be right in your face for you to actually just keep on having in your mind. Okay, yeah, they go through some shit.
I'm not in Africa, but I see the same videos that people see about the children starving. I believe that there's a problem. But I don't have to be there. I don't have to experience it to acknowledge it. And
you can say it's a problem. You can say that all day.
Well, I'm just saying you said it's not in their face, so they don't.
That's what I'm saying. You can say it though without being in your face. I'm saying actually caring enough to do something about it.
Oh, well, okay.
And there's still a difference. You said I see the same videos, meaning you seek out the information you choose.
No, it just happens to show up on TV, on commercials. The same commercials everybody else see. Flies flying across the little African kids.
True.
They feeding them rice or whatever. We see those same videos.
45 cents a month, and this will take care of 10 children.
And we will send you the picture of a child that you can help save. And you like, well, shit's going on in Africa. But then Africans are like, it ain't even like that. The African people that I know. Let me not generalize.
If they cut off the camera after that shit, then the little kid, get this fucking fly out of my face. Where's my teeth? I'm sorry. I be thinking about this.
I've posted even about the Africa thing. There are a lot of times where they will only show certain parts and they only want you to see certain things because they want to tag or just make you feel a certain kind of way about a certain area. They don't want you to see how developed or beautiful their cities are. Nah. They don't want you to think that's a tourist attraction.
They want money.
Right. And they also want to make it where people will think it's a third world country as far as like second rate type citizenship too. Because they are, at the end of the day, still what? People of color. If you got problems with us, you got problems with the motherland too, because they still producing them too and shipping them out worldwide. So you got to find a way to do it all, universal. I mean, seriously, and the only reason African American children, Latino children are familiar with these shortcomings and issues is because you taught day one. You don't say certain things to cops. You yes sir, no sir, and you keep it moving. You don't get lippy. You make sure you are in all ducks in a row. I don't care if they are harassing you. You are taught day one. Like other cultures, they get to talk to their kids about birds and bees. We talking to them about, hey, if you ever with your cousin, you get pulled over, you call me, then you call your daddy. You look straight ahead, keep your hands out the window. You don't get lippy. You don't do none of that, and no more than 2 or 3 y'all in the car at one time. Yeah, you got to worry about
how many people in your car.
Yeah. Right. So it's like, I can understand a lot of them say they don't think it's an issue. They don't see it because they don't have that same constant drilling. From day one, cops are starting to drill it into the children's minds. Even in elementary, they go up, they ask them questions. What's your name? Where are you going? They're getting them already in that state of mind of, hey, I have the right to violate your personal rights and ask you what you're doing. I don't care if you're a grown man. I can talk to you like you're a kid. That is instilled in us as children. It's only if you educate or you're around people that have, the funds to pay for legal representation that you start getting a little lip and you're like, I know my rights and I'm videotaping. And even then, it's still not a safe subject. You're still looking over your shoulder to make sure that you don't come up missing or something else worse. You know what I'm saying? So it can be, there's two sides to every coin. And they're saying that we arguing and yelling and looting and that we're misbehaving. But at the same time, it's like a 2-year-old. They can only say no or they want something so many times before they finally like, look here, you're not listening to me. The only way I can get your attention is by acting out. So it's like I can see both ways. I mean, seriously, unless you have a child of color and you're Caucasian and you start seeing it then, that they start like, hey, maybe I need to move Traquan that I just adopted over here to the public schools instead of this private school, because I'm noticing they saying he has issues, but he only has issues when certain people do certain things or he's with a certain teacher and stuff like that, because they don't want you to be alpha male in classrooms anymore. They want to make sure you're subservient to your counterparts and everything. They don't want leaders. They want you to just status quo, keep your head down, you just go with it. I mean, that's the average now. They
want sheep.
They really do. And a lot of times people cover are problem solvers. We will see something, we'll find a way to circumvent it. We'll just, you know what I'm saying? So it's like day one, we're like, you already talked. This game is not set up for you to win.
True.
You are given this game. We're gonna change the rules of engagement after you started playing.
Oh, it's constant.
Constant.
No, seriously, that's what I'm saying. But day one, you go to preschool, you have all this knowledge that you already did that Head Start program, and you going into the schools, and this teacher all of a sudden says you have learning problems, but yet you was able to learn your ABCs, your colors, and your animals in daycare. What's the difference? It's still a structured environment, but you see what I'm saying? It's not just the law, it's education, it's healthcare, it's everything. How we are designated to live in certain areas, designated for our paychecks, who can get hired. You can have felonies and not be African American, and you will get a better chance of being hired for a position entry level or below. But yet this dude over here has a degree, no felonies, no background, nothing like that that's criminalistic, and he will not get that paycheck. He will not get that position. Day one, you are set to fail. And they're like, why are you so angry? Why are you wanting to lash out over this? You already knew. We've been doing this for centuries.
Get over it.
We still never got our 40 acres and a mule. What's up with that? I'm just saying.
You know.
I agree.
That's the one thing they promised.
We still ain't.
They're like,
everything else we had to fight for. That's
it's
the only
on
thing
backwater. It'll be here.
That's crazy. Nah, we
seriously. So it's like, what can you say? What can you do about this? And on that same subject, the Missouri governor came to, Missouri. He was doing his little,
Nixon.
Yes, and there were 12 students at Lincoln High School here in Kansas City that stood up and protested with their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Don't shoot. School escorted them out and was going to give them detention. However, ACLU stepped in and said that would be a violation of their civil rights. And what is your chime in? I'm kind of like proud of them. They're students, and they even see it.
Well, that's what the civil rights movement was students. And so,
youth.
The
youth.
Yeah, the students.
Yeah, y'all agree.
Yeah. She just wanted to disagree. The youth. Okay.
I said we're together on this.
But yeah, that's who they supposed to be. They supposed to do that. In these times. Let them.
It surprises me because you don't think that kids nowadays, just looking at social media and how everything is, you don't think that kids are even paying attention anymore.
Well, I think social media, they gotta pay attention.
Well, I'm saying, care. Because it seems like everybody cares about celebrities, reality TV, like dumb shit.
But that's what
this human
out there. That's what they want you to focus on.
I'm sure that's what they want you to focus on.
That's what they want you
That's why I'm saying it surprises me. I'm proud of them that they did. That lets me know that there's still hope for the kids.
Because I think because it's still happening to kids.
Right.
Things that, that's going on in the world. Michael Brown, what, 19, 18?
He was 16.
16. I thought he was about to graduate. He already graduated.
He was about to graduate. He was 18.
They showing pictures of him with a cap and gown.
Yeah.
But anyway, the last two, things that happened big were happening, to teenagers. And so it's in their face. They look like them. And, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them, it's still going on. And so I'm pretty sure they've been harassed. Yep. And so nothing's changed from when we were teenagers, until now. So, they care. I think we're seeing a lot more like protesting now because of social media. Yep. I think the same thing happened back in, with gang violence and all that. But we didn't have social media, so it was in California, right. Gang violence, so we see it, and all that, Chicago or whatever, but it wasn't, we had some gangs here in Kansas City, but, it wasn't like that. Mm-hmm. And so, we saw the videos,
I feel like I wasn't introduced
to
gang violence or knew about gang violence until I watched the movie Colors. Mm. And I felt like once I saw that movie, people around me started to want to, join gangs and be in gangs. And that's when I decided, that I was going to try it too. But, I wasn't about that gang life.
He said, I ain't about to do that. I'm going to go back in the house.
You had some sense.
And the people around me was like, you ain't about to do that.
The gang members.
Go home. Grandma. You scrape your knee. We're not going to kiss that boo-boo, sir. No.
Beat you up to stay out the game. We're
not jumping you in. You get out of here. Go on down and pull out a water bottle. Go on now.
Straight up, might be. Oh man,
it's terrible. No,
I
I can remember when I was younger, though, we didn't have to worry about it. They had curfews stated here in Kansas City, however, they didn't really enforce it. I remember back when we were in high school, at least when I was in high school, the surrounding suburban students still kicked it with us. Like, I went to Purcell, but my friends went to Grandview, Raytown South, you know. And we all had our Letterman jackets, and we all be playing down there on Purcell. Like, you know, like, it's fun. We all on big kids on the little, like, playground stuff, and the cops would pull up. They just sit there smiling and laughing at us because we just playing. It'd be dark, but they didn't really enforce it. It wasn't until, like...
being mischievous.
Well, I guess they noticed them Lettermans because if you got a bunch of little Caucasian kids running around with African American kids and Asian kids, and they don't want to be trying to point out the, like, handful of us mixed in with them, because them kids was like driving their own nice little BMWs and stuff. We just was carpooling with them, you know. So it was like, hey, we don't want to point them out, make them feel uncomfortable, let them enjoy themselves because they're able to do this type of thing. And we were like, we living this up because y'all ain't gonna say nothing to them. Like, banish them all. Really? Come on now. Kids was hanging out in droves. Just nowadays
that was
they
the thing
can't
to do. Hang out
yeah.
alone.
Go to the movies, eat that nasty candy. I don't remember half the movies that was showing there though. You know, because we was having more fun just walking around and security harassing us, and we knew we could whoop security's butt though, because they couldn't make police academy or nothing like that. So they was just. I'm sorry, we were good children at heart.
I'm about to say, wait a minute.
You said like this story, it's not the turn.
Exactly.
You the reason why they had the curfew.
No, we took martial arts.
Yeah, the only reason I had the Asian folk and the white folk just so y'all can do all crazy shit.
No, we had martial arts.
I'm hearing it.
A lot of us kids were the type where as long as you didn't put your hands on us, we was cool. You talk all day.
A lot of us kids.
Because we were kids. Back in the day, your parents did not have to know where you were, per se. They'd be like, where are you going? I'm going to hang out with so-and-so. That's it. You get home, it's just like that commercial where the parents was like, what'd you do? And then they flash back, the kid done went to a party, they done went to the store, they done went and played at the park, they sat outside listening, downloading music, and then when they come in the house, they was like, what'd you do? And they was like, nothing. That's how we were. Nowadays, your kids, it ain't safe to let them roam freely. Even if they not doing anything, they're more likely to get hurt or incarcerated or just be penalized just for walking because they are of color. So it's like time to have done a full 360, and it's not surprising to me that the kids are starting to speak out, because we're constantly in our homes, like in my home, my household, and in my family's household, we constantly tell our children, speak up. No one's going to be your number one advocate other than me. I will have your back day one until the bitter end. I will fight for you, but I can't fight for you if you don't tell me the truth and you don't speak up. Someone's lying on you, you need to tell me. If they're saying you did something that you didn't do, you need to tell me. If you did do it, tell me, so we can still work on our angle, our defense. I need you to speak up. So for these children to speak up and show their distrust and their unhappiness with what's going on, I'm happy, I'm proud of them too. Because that took a lot of guts, and it was one of those things where against peer pressure, because everyone else was still sitting down while the other 12 were standing up. So that means they're not followers, they're leaders. And then to be penalized, and I mean, it's a lot of repercussions that can follow, because, you know, a lot of times they will mark you in school. They will mark your records and say you're a troublemaker, even if you're not. You're just someone who, if you ID bullshit, you let them know, and they don't like that. That means you're going against the status quo. And like he stated earlier, they do want sheep. And I'm glad that we had some children that were not wanting to be sheepish. You know, they just want to be the shepherds. So.
Well put.
Well, that's pretty much coming to the end.
Let the church say
amen. Oh, okay, so that was pretty much our show today. Did you have any closing remarks you want to talk about? I mean, say anything?
The youth department is selling candy downstairs. You know,
Sister Betty slipped and broke her hip, so we're gonna have to enter her in our prayers.
So you know, dig your pockets. See him change you got.
For the clothes and shut in.
No, we want the money to food. Not the money to jingle.
No jingle, please. Lord. Pastor said he does not want change.
And don't forget to go fund old Carnell Alexander, still trying to get off from that child support. Man, I don't know what I would do.
You just buy some pimples and request visitation.
I'll move to Australia.
I'm serious. If you're going to make me pay for this child, that means I get to pick him up, We're going to have us some fun times, and I'm going to make sure the baby's in sports, so when he's rich and everything, I get some of that money back. That's an investment. They just saying invest in you. Invest in your investment.
Ain't no love nowhere.
Yeah, no love.
That's some love.
But it ain't his kid,
You will
so
teach
he
that
really ain't got the love.
biologically,
really.
but emotionally and physically, he can make that bond if he chooses to. And he can be like, your mama's ratchet.
I'd probably be too angry right now. Because he got me going through all of this. And, you
ain't mine. You have nothing to do with me.
And what the kid doing?
Like, I don't even know your name. Like, what the hell is your name, kid?
It's your name. And that's how it is. They put a junior on me.
Ooh, that is terrible. Well, I appreciate y'all time. Thank y'all for coming out. It's your lady Sean Hill and
Mike B.
JT.
Keep It Moving Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in.